As part of Apache Spark 2 with Python 3, today we'll be talking about the development and deployment lifecycle to build Spark-based applications. As part of today's agenda, as we have already seen core APIs with respect to Spark, we will be talking about how to build applications using PyCharm and also how to deploy it on a multi-node cluster. That being said, for the demo, we'll be using PyCharm to go through this development lifecycle. Now, let me actually create a new project and start from scratch. I'm saying Bootcamp PySpark. Okay, that is the project name. And here I have to use a valid interpreter. I have 2.7, so I'm going to develop using 2.7. If you have 3.6, you can use 3.6 also. Okay, but in this case, I'm using 2.7. Once the project is created, and keep one thing in mind, when you actually join in a project, you need to adhere to the development standards and practices defined in that company. You should not take my approach and start implementing there. You have to spend some time, understand the environment, understand the best practices and standards, and then follow those things when you start working in a project. Okay, but to get started, I'm starting from a plain slate, and I have created a project with the Python-based project using PyCharm. You don't find any directories or anything. You will just have a base directory under home directory PyCharm projects, Bootcamp PySpark. That will be my path in the file system. And here there will be few IDE related projects. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we can right click on this and then copy path, and then we can say CD command V. If you have spaces in the path somewhere, you need to make sure you put it in double quote. Otherwise, you will run into incorrect directory kind of issues. Okay, if you don't have spaces, you can directly paste. And then if you run ls-altr, if it is Mac or Linux, you will find .idea directory which will contain certain aspects with respect to IDE over there. Okay, this actually tells that it's a PyCharm project. From here, you need to follow certain standards while developing. So for now, I will be just creating a directory structure by name source. Okay, and then in that I will be creating one more directory called main, and then in that I'll be creating one more directory called Python, and I will start developing modules in this using subdirectories if I want to have multiple modules as part of the project. Okay, so let me create a directory called retail_db here. So this will be kind of a package or module with respect to Python. Okay, once you have this directory structure, what you can do is you can go to file, not PyCharm communication, but file and default settings. Okay, and here you need to make certain decisions to integrate PyCharm with Spark. We already set up Spark, and we have to integrate that Spark with PyCharm. So let me recollect. Yeah, first we need to have project interpreter and then apply. I think 1 minute. Let me figure it out. Yeah. So it's not file. We should not go here to file and then default settings. Instead, we have to use PyCharm Community Edition and go to preferences. Okay, in Windows, I think I'm not sure where you will get this. Let me start my Windows machine. I'm not sure whether I have PyCharm set up in that. That's fine. If you run into any issues, let me know. I will help you resolving those things. Actually, if you follow the instructions, when I define these instructions, I actually developed using the Windows. So you follow here to make sure that you choose appropriate section to go to the preferences. Let me see. Yeah, you can see here the way you have to go is once you create the project, I think you have to right click and then you have to select. Okay, you have to go to file and you have to select settings, and from there you can navigate to project structure and you can take it from there. I have given instructions here. You just follow this if you are using Windows. If it is Mac, you have to expand this PyCharm Community Edition, go to preferences and then go to project interpreter. Just give me a moment. Okay, and then you have to take care of choosing appropriate stuff here. So let me see, there is a comment here. Yeah, for Kamlesh it is working fine. So here once you go there, you have to go to project interpreter. Okay, so project interpreter, and you have to choose 2.7, and then yeah, I have already selected 2.7, so that is fine. And then you have to go to project structure. This is very important. After choosing project interpreter, you have to tell from where you should pick up Python and Spark. Unless you do this, you will not be able to use Spark as part of your project. What you are supposed to do is you have to go to add content root, okay, and go to your Spark installation. So in my case, I have installed Spark under my home directory, which is ITversity, and then in that there is a Spark directory. In this case, I am using this one, okay, and then you have Python and you have to use this. So let me confirm that I'm using the right path. So click on add content root, go to folder where Spark is set up, select Python folder. Yeah, you just have to choose this Python folder. Don't select anything under this Python. You have to choose this Python folder and click on open. So one content is added to this. And now you have to add one more, which is nothing but py4j, and that is available as part of under Python. There is a lib directory you can see here, and then there is this py4j. You have to select this also, okay? So you have to select Python and then Python lib, the zip file, which is nothing but py4j zip file. Once you do this, you can apply and then say okay, okay? Now you can go here and right click on this and say new Python file, and let me develop the program. So whatever we have developed as part of yesterday's session, we will use that. Or day before yesterday's session, we will use that, which is nothing but daily revenue.py, daily revenue.python. Okay, so we can say install requirements and let's say install. I'm just satisfying that warning. Okay, let me say ignore requirements. I think it could not figure out. So the way you can validate is once you created this Python file, you can say from PySpark. If you do not see these packages, that means the import is not successful. So from PySpark, we need to import Spark const and Spark context. The reason why we need to import this is we have to create Spark context object to use APIs such as text file to create RDD and to process data further. Okay. So I will copy paste code after a while, after creating the Spark context. But till that point, it is a bit new to what we have been doing so far. And hence I will go step by step. Okay. So unless you are able to import this without any errors, you should not see any compile errors. Or interpreter errors here, which means that there should not be any red lines, red underscores under any of these packages. If there is some issue, don't move further. Don't go further. You have to fix the issue here in here itself. Then only you should move further. Okay. If something is not recognized, that means the packages with the content roots are not correct. You can see I have added Python and py4j, and this Python is related to Spark. If you select a different directory than whatever you are supposed to, then it will not be able to identify the packages. Okay, so make sure you fix the issues before going further to start developing the Spark based application.